Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
After they barged in a 7-Eleven, you'll see as they put a gun in a customer and the cashier's face before making off with some money. How you can help catch them coming up.
All right, Jason, but we're going to begin with a story that's developing right now. A former Harper Woods police officer under arrest, accused of stealing from the department, and that is just part of the story.
Michael Lynch faced a judge for the first time as a defendant just a short time ago.
Charged with both theft and drug possession. Rod Maloney was in the courtroom, and Rod, this actually caps off a very long investigation.
Yes, it does, Devin, and it's one of those things that has a bit of irony to it because the 18-year police veteran finds himself on the defense side of a criminal case. But more than that, it is the very same building where he had his arraignment that the alleged thefts happened, right here. Former Harper Woods police officer Michael Lynch nervously snapped chewing gum and sweated heavily at his arraignment today. Back in February at the Harper Woods Police Department, officers became suspicious of missing items from the department property room. So they began investigating, and when Lynch became a suspect, they handed the case off to the Michigan State Police. Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office today charged Lynch with 6 counts of larceny in a building, heroin possession, and misconduct in office. Lynch pleaded not guilty, but in an unusual move, the police department's representative asked Judge Daniel Plummer to, as part of a bond release, require no use of drugs or alcohol, random drug testing, and mandatory attendance at Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and drug counseling. Defense attorney Gary Sanfield wanted no part of that.
We disagree with the recommendation. I think it's a little overambitious. I don't think it's really warranted under the circumstances.
The judge gave Lynch $50,000 personal bond, ordered a drug test right away, and twice a week random drug testing, and no contact with firearms or dangerous weapons.
A case like this is very disappointing personally.
Harper Woods Police Chief Jim Burke fired Lynch and wants everyone to know.
But I just want to stress to my community and anybody that is in or near Harper Woods that they can't have faith in us. This is a black mark on our day, but the good part about this is that, like I said, our officers discovered it, investigated it, and when we realized there was a problem, we did the right thing.
Now, Lynch is recently divorced. He lives in St. Clair Shores with his mother, and he was a decorated police officer during his time and tenure here at Harper Woods PD. And his attorney says that there is absolutely no evidence that there was a drug or alcohol problem here, and was surprised that the police department was actually asking for those conditions that in the end did not end up getting enforced all the way. Back to you.
Rod, I mentioned how long that this was a really long investigation. I guess we've still got a lot to learn about how it all came together, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, this started back in February, but now here it is August. There's the arraignment, but now we're going to have to wait till the end of September for them to have the probable cause hearing, and then the preliminary exam where they actually bring out the evidence. We'll not see that until sometime in October, early October.
Stretching out. All right, Rod. Kim?
A frightening encounter for a half dozen customers and employees at an Oak Park 7-Eleven Saturday when 2 men with a gun robbed the place. Jason Colthorpe joins us live there this evening. Jason, any good leads here?
There really aren't, Kim, and that's the bad news. The good news is the 7-Eleven where it happened here behind me has a pretty good security system, and police are hoping what you're about to see might generate some leads. It was 11:45 last Saturday night when 2 men entered the 7-Eleven on Coolidge near 11 Mile and pointed a gun first at a customer and then the cashier.
I was standing, 8-10 feet away. It was a shocking moment.
This man was in the store at the time.
I haven't really been in that close proximity to not only a gun, but someone who's pointing a gun and maybe planning on using it.
While the man with the gun is cleaning out the money from the register and stealing 1 pack of Newports, the other is shouting orders at customers.
Knelt down below, a display of pop, I think, and was just sort of hoping in my mind that they wouldn't start walking around.
The unarmed robber also had a sock on his arm.
Maybe covering up some kind of distinctive tattoo. He also had a pair of flip-flops that looked to be several sizes too large, which is kind of odd if you're going to commit an armed robbery and flee on foot.
Police say the men wore do-rags over their faces and then ran off through an alley.
And it's very important to get people like this off the street that are so brazen, where they know there's going to be people inside and commit a crime such as this with a firearm.
It's just hard to believe that something like this would happen when the gain to be had, I think they got around $70, just doesn't make much sense.
Really doesn't. Police say it could have even been $100, but so little because 7-Eleven does what a lot of convenience stores do. As soon as it gets a big bill, it goes into someplace safe, away from customers and without the chance of somebody coming in and getting that. So it's really not worth it. Back to you, Kim.
So, Jason, what are police saying in terms of, do they get the sense that these guys are kind of first timers? I mean, you saw the guy's shoes were too big. Clearly, they didn't think this through.
Right, it really stands out. But they think because it was brazen, it's probably not their first time. But like you said, they don't think they're very sophisticated, and they're hoping maybe that stands out. A guy with oversized flip-flops that only stole one pack of cigarettes, not even a whole carton of Newports, one pack. So clearly these guys weren't, criminal minds.
Yeah. Glad nobody was hurt in that. Jason,
exactly.
Thanks.
We've got new information now on a massive house fire in Lyon Township. In fact, we've just obtained the 911 call that was made by a witness.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
We have a huge explosion right across from our house. It's a house right across from us.
Okay, what's the address?
Investigators continue working to find out what caused the fire that started early this morning. Authorities think there was some type of explosion. Sky 4 was over the scene on Douglas near 10 Mile as firefighters were still working to put out hot spots. Nobody was hurt.
Well, it does seem to be right now a war of words after President Trump's tough warning to North Korea. Today, his administration looking to ease concerns over these escalating tensions. Blaine Alexander following it for us from Washington. Blaine?
Well, Devin, about those strong words from President Trump. Today, his team says that was the president sending a strong message to North Korea, not a threat of nuclear attack.
In the battle of increasingly fiery rhetoric between the U.S. and North Korea, President Trump throwing another blow on Twitter, touting the U.S. nuclear arsenal as stronger and more powerful than ever before, adding, hopefully, we will never have to use it. A stark contrast to this.
They will be met with fire, fury, and frankly, power, the likes of which this world has never seen before.
The president reacting yesterday to news that North Korea now has a nuclear warhead small enough to fit onto a missile.
What the president was just reaffirming is the United States has the capability to fully defend itself from any attack and defend our allies, and we will do so. And so the American people should sleep well at night.
North Korea's response? A threat to strike the U.S. territory of Guam. The president's words seemingly at odds with his team's recent diplomatic actions. But the White House says his top advisors were well aware of the tone the president intended to use. Defense Secretary James Mattis today with tough words of his own, warning that North Korea would lose any arms race with the U.S.
How concerned should people be right now?
I don't think we've got to be concerned about a conflict with North Korea that affects the United States, the homeland, Alaska, Hawaii, or even Guam.
President Trump now pressuring China to check its North Korean ally before the war of words escalates into a real fight.
And today, the White House signaling that it is still relying on diplomacy to rein in North Korea, not military action. At the White House, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine, let's move to Northern Virginia, where FBI agents raided the home of the former Trump campaign chairman, Paul Manafort. Agents appeared at Manafort's Alexandria, Virginia home without any advance warning. Early in the hours, we've learned of July 26th. The raid related to the investigation into the Russian interference of the presidential election. The search warrant indicates investigators may have argued to a federal judge that they had reason to believe Manafort could not be trusted to turn over all of the records that had been sought in the grand jury subpoena.
All right, over here in the Weather Center right now, what a fabulous day this is. And we really lucked out because we got the heat, but not the humidity and the sunshine. It's really nice.
Did we miss anything or anything we need to put on the list that we didn't get to?
We probably need some rain, but you know.
We do, and there's some chances, not a lot. But let's enjoy the nice stuff while we've got it. 83 right now, and we've come off of our high temperatures already. But generally, the temperature is really very uniform across the area. Our coolest spot right now is at Grosse Ile at 78. Clouds that are out there not threatening. We're not anticipating any showers this afternoon, so it is going to be a beautiful night at the ballpark. Tigers back in town. They were just taking on the Pirates, and now they're going to take them on here at Comerica. So hopefully their luck will change. 82 at 6 o'clock. Temperatures falling to the mid-70s by the time that game wraps up. Go Tigers. We'll take a look at our one chance of rain in the 7-day forecast coming up, guys.
All right, Ben. Now to a Local 4 update. An East Point man is charged in the shooting death of a teen at a Roseville graduation party.
We've got video from the afternoon arraignment of 20-year-old Amir Magona. He was arrested Sunday in connection with 18-year-old Luke Fillery's death, a shooting that happened at a home on Callahan Street, that's near 12 Mile and Hayes, early Sunday morning. Magona is charged with several crimes, including second-degree murder, being held right now without bond at the Macomb County Jail. All right, just getting started today on this Wednesday at 5.
Yeah, we got a lot coming up in this next hour, including a military training exercise happening here in Michigan. We'll tell you more about that. And a brand new addition to the Detroit Zoo, and it is super cute. Nick?
I'm Nick Monticelli, but I'm not the doctor. He is. How's she doing, Doc?
She's doing great. We're seeing a lot better now.
Seeing a lot better. All right. It's clear to see they've got a lot of things here for free. The Motor City Medical Mission. Vision care, health care, medical care, mental care, whatever you want, they've got it. Dental care. All the things for free and all the things you probably hadn't thought of.
All right, Nick, but first, a primary election shocker in the race for Detroit City Council. We'll tell you how a winner last night may not end up on the ballot come November. It's next.
New at 6.
He almost lost it all. Oakland University's head basketball coach opening up about the health scare that nearly killed him this summer.
Bagley and Cass here downtown. A clean and very quiet section of downtown also features this hotel, the Leland Hotel. ATF agents recently going inside to chip away at a drug gang that's been working this area of downtown Detroit.
Multiple individuals requires an expansive investigation. In this case, this one lasted well over a year.
This investigation is huge. I'll share with you how big it is on Local 4.
All right, Sean, a pretty surprising result in last night's Detroit primary for City Council. Current District 2 Councilman George Cushingberry finished third, meaning he won't get another term.
One of the two winners is making a different kind of headlines today. Former State Senator Virgil Smith, most recently known for an incident in which he shot up his ex-wife's car. Rod Maloney following this story for us. Rod, the Wayne County prosecutor wants Smith off the ballot.
Yes, she does. And George Cushingberry's career, long political career, may not be over as a result of what could happen here. This is fascinating, okay? So let's start out with Kim Worthy watching the election results last night and seeing Virgil Smith make the November ballot. Well, that's something she was trying to prevent over a year ago. And now she's got an appeal before the Michigan Supreme Court where she is asking for an expedited hearing to prevent Smith from making the ballot come November. You may recall at former State Senator Virgil Smith's plea bargain sentencing a year ago March that Wayne County Circuit Judge Lawrence Talon felt it was against the Michigan Constitution for Smith to agree to resign from office in exchange for reduced charges. Smith fired shots at his wife's Mercedes with an assault rifle at his home in a long-running Lansing controversy. In the plea deal, the charges went from felonious assault, felony firearms and domestic violence, to malicious destruction of property, in exchange for 10 months in jail, 5 years probation, resigning from office, and more importantly now, agreeing not to run for public office during his probation. He served 10 months in jail and remains under probation. But Talon wouldn't accept the resignation or the not running for public office as conditions and gave Smith the probation and the jail term. Worthy appealed, and the appeals court ruled that Talon erred in his decision but did not rule on the issue of appearing on the ballot. So last night, Smith came in ahead of incumbent Detroit City Council President Pro Tem George Cushingberry, qualifying for the November ballot against Roy McAllister Jr., a former Detroit Police Department homicide chief and dogged and previously unsuccessful council candidate. We attempted to speak to all the candidates in this story, and no one returned calls or was at home to answer any questions. So now it could be up to the Michigan Supreme Court to decide whether Virgil Smith can be on the ballot come November. Smith's attorneys have until August 23rd to make their argument to the Supreme Court. They've got to file briefs with that, and so far they have not put in that paperwork. Back to you.
Well, any indication yet from the Michigan Supreme Court on what they plan to do about it, Rod?
No, I called up there today, and what they told me was they had not heard from Kim Worthy yet, although her office says that they intend to get on this right away. And they're still waiting for the defense to file their paperwork, and so we'll have to wait and see whether they make a call here to have a hearing, say, before November, as Kim Worthy would like to see.
Big decision coming yet. All right, Rod. By the way, if you want to check out all the results from last night's local races, head to the politics page. We've got it for you at clickondetroit.com. And let's stay with last night's primary. A Flint councilwoman loses her bid for re-election by one single vote.
Yeah, we're talking about 8th Ward Councilwoman Vicky Van Buren. She captured 161 votes. Van Buren was just one vote away from tying with second place finisher, council candidate Joyce Ellis McNeil. L. Allen Griggs got the most votes at 193. Ellis McNeil and Griggs will now move on to vie for Van Buren's seat in the November general election. This week, more than $680 million in lottery winnings are up for grabs. In the 7 years since all U.S. lotteries began selling both Powerball and Mega Millions tickets, the two games have never simultaneously offered prizes so large. Now, even though the numbers are high, you're pretty unlikely to win either one because the odds of winning the Mega Millions is 1 in more than 258 million people. The Powerball jackpot holds odds of 1 in more than 292 million people. But you could be that one.
You could win both.
You could.
At once, one fell swoop.
I came so close in last night's drawing.
Did you?
I had one number. Close. That's about as close as I've ever come, so I'm still here.
Well, we are winning the weather lottery today, that's for sure.
Sure
just
are.
like yesterday.
Yeah.
And this streak looks like it's going to continue for much of the upcoming forecast.
So put your money there.
It is a better bet, isn't it? We do have some clouds out there, but they are not going to be threatening us at all. 83 is the current temperature, but look how dry the area is. Relative humidity is at 39%. Our dew points are in the 50s, and we talked about this earlier in the week. That is pretty dry air for this time of year. Anytime you see those numbers below 60, that is pretty dry air. Numbers that are over 60 towards 65, that's when we start getting into muggy territory, and it doesn't look like we're going to get there. South-southwest winds are at 11 miles an hour. I had to stare at this for about a minute and a half before I figured out what Susie Q was talking about. She said there's a garden resident there in Taylor, and so I kept looking, and I'm like, what is it? And can you see the praying mantis right there on top of the flower? Yeah, apparently he doesn't want to be seen. He's very well camouflaged out there. Appreciate that shot on Storm Pins. By the way, the first hurricane of the Atlantic season is now down in the Gulf of Mexico. This is Hurricane Franklin. We're on the F storm, and this is the first time that any of those have gotten to hurricane strength. That is going to stay south of us. Even the winds really not affecting parts of Texas. Good news for residents here in Houston and Galveston. Most of this rain has moved on. There's just a couple sprinkles trying to work their way in from the Gulf Coast. And back at home, other than a couple clouds, we don't have a whole lot to worry about. There are showers and thunderstorms out here to the west. Those are going to stay away from us until probably early on Friday. So we get through the rest of tonight with mostly clear skies. Start out tomorrow bright, put some clouds in the afternoon. Late Friday night, this is very late, almost by sunrise on Friday morning, we'll start seeing a couple showers and maybe a thunderstorm around very early in the morning, but that's round one. We will get a second round as that front tries to get closer to us in the afternoon. But that's it for rain. So if you don't get anything then, and we're only talking about maybe as much as a ½ inch total, it's going to be slim pickings for there and through the middle of next week. 84 on that high side tomorrow. Let's break down those numbers in our 4-zone forecast. Again, very similar to what we saw today. Not going to see a whole lot of variation. Warmest numbers here in the metro zone, probably closer to M59 where we'll see 83, 84. South zone temperatures will hit the 84-degree mark in most locations except out near Lake Erie. West zone, low 80s generally here. Maybe mid-80s down towards Ann Arbor and Chelsea. And our north zone, couple 70s up there, but that's going to be in Sanilac County. Everybody else going to check in with the 80s, and we'll do it all over again through Wednesday. In fact, Sunday will be our coolest day. We've taken the rain out of the end of the weekend forecast. That Saturday-Sunday stretch looks pretty nice. Yeah. Humidity still low, plenty of sunshine, and temperatures barely hitting 80.
Get a weekend plan together, right?
We're doing something.
That's great.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay, Ben, thank you. A teen model and New York socialite is now posing for a mug shot. New here at 5, what she's charged with doing that just doesn't seem to make any sense.
But first, there was a hail of gunfire. 2 people hit as bullets fly overnight. We'll have that next when we come back at 5.
A search is underway on Detroit's east side for the person or people responsible in a double shooting where dozens of shots were fired. A 17-year-old boy and a 26-year-old woman were shot just before 1 a.m. You're looking at video from the scene on Canfield near I-75. Investigators tell us the pair were inside a car when they were shot. Thousands of soldiers, sailors, Marines, and Air Force personnel from across the world are in our state.
All here attending the Exercise Northern Strike 17, which is going on at Camp Grayling. It is one of the few times that all of the branches of the military get to work together. They do live fire training exercises. Major General Gregory Vedneas says the event is very important to our nation's defense.
This is truly unique, really, in the service with the jointness, and it's also multinational. We have 6 other countries, 6 of our NATO countries are involved in the exercise, and it is a rare opportunity to bring the joint force together.
Exactly. Allies here from Canada, Great Britain, Denmark, Latvia, and Poland participating in Northern Strike. Also, Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley there for today's training exercise. The Detroit Zoo, it's always fun to have a new baby at the zoo, and they're celebrating a new baby camel.
Yeah, how about this? This is Rusi. She was born at the Detroit Zoo back on July 31st, weighing 125 pounds. The endangered Bactrian camel currently stands more than 4 feet tall. She was born to mom Surin and dad Rusty. Look at her there, both of whom are 9 years old. Rusi's older brother Humphrey was also born at the zoo back in 2014. You can visit Rusi and the rest of her family now at the Detroit Zoo's camel habitat. I wonder if they waited to announce the birth for Hump Day since today.
I see what you, that's a good one, especially with the Bactrians, that's 2.
That's right.
They're
That's
the 2
they're
humps
the 2
camels.
humps.
Yeah.
Yep.
More to come, back with more in just a second.
New at 5:30.
He knew something just wasn't right.
This guy was obviously in trouble.
How an Uber driver's quick thinking saved a man's life.
Getting your college student ready for life in the dorms. How to save big money and also make sure that your son or daughter has everything they need. We have the story for you, new tonight.
Dentists and dental hygienists and doctors, oh my. This is where anybody from Metro Detroit can come for free health care. And I'm not kidding, there's no caveat. We'll explain everything happening here for the Motor City Medical Mission.
We'll celebrate.
The need is definitely there. Thousands line up early in the morning for a chance to get free medical care. We told you yesterday organizers were expecting it, and it sure happened. Check out this line.
It is the largest free medical, dental, and vision care clinic Detroit's ever seen. It's called the Motor City Medical Mission, offering free help to anyone for almost anything. Nick Monticelli was there.
Good evening. Things are kind of wrapping down here inside of Cobo. They've got 2 more days left. That is okay. But I want you to take a look at all of this. This is just the dental section in here. There are many, many more. This is the most popular one because that's what most people need. However, I can guarantee you all the things they're offering, you probably wouldn't even think that they'd give out.
This is really nice.
It is not very often you'll see a group of people standing in line outside for hours on end, and they're happy to be there.
A lot of people can't afford dental insurance, period.
And the line that formed outside of Cobo in the middle of the night proved that. The need for free medical, dental, and vision care is great. What's wrong with your teeth?
Need to get a few of them snatched out because they will not fall off themselves.
Normally, dragging Chioma Smith out of bed early is like pulling teeth. But for some reason, not when she actually needs some teeth pulled out. Her mom, Sherry, and brother, Raziel, were here by 5:30 a.m.
She needs dental work that totals over $1,000 right now. And so being self-employed, that's just not something we can afford.
Inside the Motor City Medical Mission, thousands of volunteers and even more patients fill a Cobo hall.
I want them to check your vision. I don't think you're having vision issues, but I just want them to check just to make sure.
Sherry says the process was simple, and what's surprising to most is everything else that's offered.
They'll be able to get free legal consultations. There's clothing that they'll be able to avail themselves to, massages, haircuts. We have a lot of surprises for everyone. I'm telling you, we're going to take very good care of our Detroit residents.
Heck, they can even make crowns on the spot.
Rah!
All right. And despite the free-roaming ferocious tiger, many came thankful for the help.
It makes you feel slightly helpless, but it's good to see that good people like doctors and nurses and dentists want to help with things like that.
At Cobo Hall, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
And the Motor City Medical Mission runs tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then again on Friday from 8 a.m. until noon.
Thieves use a U-Haul to smash into the front of a Family Dollar store on Detroit's east side. It happened this morning at the Family Dollar on East Jefferson. The thieves left behind a big mess but walked away empty-handed after they were unable to make off with the safe. No one was hurt.
Dozens of Livonia homeowners are suing Ford Motor Company over contamination from a nearby transmission plant. They say it's leaked onto their properties. 130
residents say the chemicals from the plant have contaminated groundwater and soil in the neighborhood. The MDEQ sued Ford but settled for $45,000 in the promise to clean up the chemicals. That's not enough for some homeowners.
The test results came and we actually have vinyl chloride found on our home. And what that means is most likely I will not be able to get refinance my home. Most likely I would have a hard time selling my home.
Ford has issued a statement reading in part, all community samples collected to date show no health risk to residents or drinking water. When we discovered the issue, we promptly alerted the MDEQ and the plant's neighbors. Since then, we have actively worked with the MDEQ and investigated the potential for groundwater contamination, culminating in our settlement with the state of Michigan in July.
Up north, a family-owned wood mill that's been in business for more than 75 years goes up in flames. At least 8 different fire departments responded to the fire at Manthe Veneer Mill. The mill employs about 85 people. No one was inside at the time of the fire, fortunately, but paramedics did help firefighters who became exhausted while battling this blaze. No word on the cause of the fire just yet. It nearly destroyed the mill. Fire nearly destroyed the mill 50 years ago, almost to the very day.
An arrest is made after an attack on French soldiers in a Paris suburb. Earlier today, a BMW rammed into the group of soldiers who were on patrol. 6 of them were injured. Prime Minister Edouard Philippe confirmed a suspect has been arrested. Officials have identified that suspect as Hamou Beneltrache. He is 36 years old and of French North African origin.
A Colorado DJ is accused of groping Taylor Swift during a 2013 photo shoot, and in turn, David Mueller is suing Taylor Swift, saying he was fired from his job because of her. Mueller testified today, saying that as he moved to get into the picture, his hand was closed and came into contact with her ribs. He said he never lifted her skirt or grabbed her behind, as Swift has alleged. He sued Swift and members of her team back in 2015. Swift then countersued, claiming assault and battery. She's asking for $1 in damages. We'll see. New York City socialite who often graced the pages of teen magazines, now posing for a mugshot.
Felicia Martins is the daughter of famed ballet dancer Darcy Kistler. Her father is chief of the Metropolitan Ballet Company, but Martins is now charged in a string of burglaries in Camden, Maine, along with friend Jacob Flanagan. Police say the pair broke into 3 businesses last week, taking more than $1,000. Police believe drugs and alcohol were involved. A crane tips over and falls on the roof of a home.
Accident that happened yesterday in Northern California. Contractors for PG&E were replacing a power pole when the crane suddenly tipped over. It took hours to get it upright and get it out of the area, but fortunately no one was hurt. Replicas of Christopher Columbus' 15th century ships have sailed into Metro Detroit.
The Nina and Pinta arrived this morning at Bishop Park in Wyandotte. The ships will be open to the public for self-guided tours through the end of the week.
Here we have historically accurate replicas of Christopher Columbus's ships, the Nina and the Pinta, which are known as Portuguese caravels. These ships were used during the exploration for making up new trade routes around the African Mediterranean coast, as well as making transatlantic voyages with Columbus for over a 12-year period.
The ships will be at Bishop Park through Sunday, open to visitors from 9 in the morning to 6 at night. Admission charges for adults are $8, $7 for seniors, $6 for kids ages 5 to 16.
We're in the Motor City. We love our cars. We take great care of them. But what place takes the best care of our cars when it comes to washing them?
It's the little things that make a difference to us.
No towel is used twice on the same car. Okay? We go through a lot of towels.
We care so much that we'll go a great distance to go to that one spot that we trust.
We have people from Ann Arbor, Brighton, all over.
Because they're the best. So let everyone else know your favorite car wash. Voting ends in Local 4's Vote for the Best on Sunday at 11:01 p.m. Time is running out. Luckily, you can vote once per hour, so there's plenty of time to get those votes to add up.
You know you've got that one place that knows exactly how to treat your car. So go show them some love and vote for them at clickondetroit.com/forthebest. Reporting from a car wash, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
Time to skedaddle right about now, Kim. We're getting close. There's a bit of a crisis happening in Europe. People having to resort to some desperate measures to fix it.
New tonight, we'll tell you why food there may be a little bit bland these days. Hank.
And Karen and Devin, college campuses like this one, Wayne State, will be filled with kids moving into dorms and apartments. We're going to reveal the items that you should have on your list and those you can skip to save you some money right after the break.
All right, Hank, but first, he just knew something wasn't right. How an alert Uber driver saved a man's life. Next.
She's a doctor launching her own war on melanoma, the most dangerous form of skin cancer.
It is one of the most aggressive cancers on the planet.
See how she's attacking this cancer to help everyone, including you, spot this deadly disease before it's too late. Tomorrow, starting at 5.
On New at 6.
Trash is piling up in one Oakland County community at 6 o'clock. Why no one's been coming to pick it up, even though these people pay for that service.
Plus, a piece of Detroit history uncovered. The sweet significance of this sign. New at 6.
What started as a routine pickup ends with heroics for one Uber driver in Florida. Chad Farley picked up his passenger who requested to be dropped off at the top of the Skyway Bridge in St. Petersburg. Farley instantly knew his passenger was in pain and believed him to be suicidal. He had just been told he had brain cancer. Farley parked at a nearby parking lot to pray with his passenger.
And I said, you know what, I want to remember you. So can I take a picture? I took the picture and he gave me a peace sign and I gave him a smile.
Well, Farley called 911 immediately, and within minutes, troopers came in to save the troubled man's life. That man is now being treated at a nearby hospital. As for Farley, he's hoping to reconnect with that passenger very soon.
In just a couple weeks, parents will be packing up their cars with pillows, bedding, coffee makers, heading for places like East Lansing, Ann Arbor, Mount Pleasant, and Kalamazoo. But before you hit the road just yet, there are some things your college student should know. Our consumer investigator Hank Winchester talked with the experts on how to get your student dorm ready. So Hank, what items are important to bring?
Well, Karen, we've got all the information from the experts. I'm glad you mentioned Mount Pleasant, Fire Up Chips. We're here on the campus of Wayne State University. You can feel the excitement because soon kids will be moving into their dorms and their apartments. And as I said, we've been talking with the experts, giving you the information, the things that you should be buying for your college student, also the things you can leave off that list. It's that time of year.
Parents are excited and have some trepidation about leaving their student.
Parents packing up their cars, taking their children off to college. And for Wayne State University, the staff is getting ready for those cars to roll in.
Our big move-in days are August 26th and August 27th.
But before you rent the U-Haul and fill it up, there are a few things your college student needs to know. First, it may be tempting for your child to put their whole room in boxes, but don't.
Don't bring everything. As we see, U-Hauls come, or because the space is only so big, so that they, bring just the things that they feel like they need that will make it home for them.
And during these next few weeks, as they get ready to go back to school, encourage your student to reach out to their roommates.
So that they can organize and decide who's going to bring what, because otherwise you don't need 2 microwaves, you don't need 2 refrigerators and all those kind of things.
Some experts say think of everything your child may need and cut that list by 25%. Check the college's website to find out whether the room already has a desk, a chair, maybe a lamp. Most of the time, shower curtains are provided. What are some items you should bring? Hangers, lots of them. Risers to lift the bed and create more storage space. Multiple plug outlets for all the electronics, and don't forget 3M command strips to hang items on the walls.
They need to have like the tape for the walls because they can't pound nails in the walls and those kind of things, so they need the tape that comes off without hurting the walls.
Most importantly, it's about making your student feel like they have a home away from home.
It's more for them to think about what's going to make them comfortable and what they need.
Back out here live on the campus of Wayne State. Also hop online. You know, most universities now will have information about every specific dorm, different Facebook groups that will provide you diagrams, drawings, dimensions of each dorm room to give you a better idea of what you should be buying and what you should maybe leave at home. We're live here tonight at Wayne State. Hank Winchester, back to you.
I'm smiling because those dorms are so nice, or at least they're decorated way better than mine ever was. Man, very fancy. All right, so Hank, should we avoid certain things that people think they should bring, but we should obviously skip them? What do experts say?
This is what the experts say. They say leave the iron at home. Most likely the college kids are just taking the clothes out of the dryer, doing a quick shake, heading to class. Also, don't worry maybe about buying a second set of bed sheets. Most likely, if they even wash them on a good day, right? They're going to be dried and thrown right back on the bed. There are ways you can save cash. We have more information for you on the Help Me Hank page. Karen, back to you.
All right, we appreciate it. Thanks, Hank.
I'm doing it again next week.
I know, I can't believe.
Seniors, though, so
So you have a system at least.
We've got, I think, it always changes.
Kind of, yeah. Well, there's a butter crisis actually brewing in Europe these days.
It's the demand for butter, which is growing all over the world, and that has caused the wholesale price of butter to nearly double in Europe. In fact, the retail price of butter has gone up 20% just since June. Analysts actually point to China, which has seen its demand for milk imports grow drastically in recent years. And now there are concerns there could be a butter shortage in Europe by the end of the year.